What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So I'm gonna build video today for the TONKKATT, the newest ghoul weapon added in Warframe. We got another ghoul melee on the way next week, but yes, for week one we got these new motorized tonfas that have some special passives and are pretty good. So let's hop right into the two different builds I got for you today. But before we do, make sure you sub this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads. We cover the weekly reset tomorrow. And we got a big new dev stream next week that's going to formally show your Rally Prime access, the next big update, and more. So you're in the right place for Warframe content. But first things first, let's go over this weapon today, the TONKKATT. I'm going to probably say the name of this weapon 3 different ways during this video. But yeah, it's the new tonfas that come from the Galleon of Ghouls alert. You need to get 2 handles and 2 blades, and you'll be able to build this thing. It took me about like 10-15 minutes to build it. So you can call this a fully free-to-play weapon. That being said, we got 5 forma on the build today, and I would not recommend that most players go this far on the whole, like, formatting this thing. Now, as far as what the TONKKATT's got going for it, this is a weapon that has relatively decent base stats, but the real thing that sets it apart is its special passive. Whenever you gain combo multiplier, so that means like you go from 5x multiplier to 6x multiplier, you get a special, its special passive unique trait increased. Every time you increase the combo multiplier, it will grant 4% heat damage for 15 seconds, but it will actually stack up to 30 times. And in Warframe, you can go up to a 12x combo multiplier. So that means if you want to get maximum combo with this thing, you need to expend your combo multiple times. Because the thing is, you can't get new combo stacks when you're at 12x. That's the max combo. So the gameplay loop of this is basically get the 12x, heavy slam or heavy attack or something to drain combo, and then build it back up. If you keep building it back up, you'll be able to get your 30x stacks and get 120% heat damage. But if you don't, you're going to be at 0% heat damage like you see in the footage right now. So we got 2 builds, one for melee influence, which is quite good with this thing, and one for level 10,000 slam attacks, which is not as good for this thing, but still does work. So let's go ahead and hop into the Simulacrum. Oh, it's actually first show level 10,000 footage too. So yes, it can work for melee influence with that built-in heat damage, but it also work for level 10,000 slam with that built-in heat damage being basically an extra elemental mod. So yeah, 16 million slam, 4 million slam, minimal slam mods, minimal buffing. So it can get the job done at level 10,000, but I wouldn't recommend it, especially because that... Unfortunately, that heat bonus does not work on DOTs for some reason. Like, it's like, come on, man. Why all these new things coming out not work on DOTs for whatever reason? So, yeah, let's hop right into the 2 different builds here in the sim. So first one's first. We got the TONKKATT with the melee influence build. As you here's the passive I was telling you about. Increasing combo multiplier grants 4% heat damage for 15 seconds, stacks with 30 times. So, we go only up to 12x, so you gotta get like 10 stacks. Drain it, 10 stacks, drain it, all within 14 seconds of each other. It's a relatively annoying mechanic, and I think it is intended. So here's what we got on the melee influence build. So we got, since we got built-in heat from that, we can do fire and electric melee influence with just electric mods on the build. So Weeping Wounds and Blood Rush to get that crit chance and status chance up. This thing's got base not the best stats. I mean, it's okay stats, but yeah, 23% crit chance, 21% status chance, so we're not scaling off that much, and it's only got impact and puncture. So when we're putting all this elemental weighting on there, it's a lot to expect out of this 21% status chance. So either way, fire and electric, you'll get some procs there, but yeah, the biggest stuff here is to make sure you got electric mods on here. We got Shocking Touch and Focus Energy. If you hover over the electric, it's more likely to proc electric than anything else, but then you end up throwing on the 120% heat, and it's going to be actually more weighted into heat, because we got 60% here. And, well, actually, it's a little bit more weighted electric. So a little bit more electric than heat, but it does not combine, thankfully, so you do have heat and electric. Galvanize Elementalist, because we need as much status chance as possible. Galvanize Steel to get some crit damage, and Prime Reach for some range. Now, this thing has not the best attack speed, so I'm going to recommend that you throw on Arcane Strike on your frame. If you don't have Arcane Strike, this thing feels pretty slow. So I'll take off Arcane Strike for the time being, but yeah, if you want to main it, I'd recommend that you do use Arcane Strike. So let's go ahead and summon in some enemies here with our low attack speed now. I'm going to show you how this rev meter works. We show the second build. The second build is meant on having perma 12x, or perma 30x rev meter. So if we can go ahead and put some melees in here. See some heat procs in there, see some electric procs in there. But you can also see it's not really the most meta. Now that we're at 12x, look, the combo, or the stacks of this will not go up. They're going to only go down unless we actually are able to rebuild combos. So you want to actually drain this. So right there, it went away. You get some special sound effects and it goes away. But basically, what you want to do with this weapon is you want to build up combo. Look right there. No meter at all. I actually have to get used to this too. You have to drain your meter, or you drain your combo, then to rebuild your meter. It's very annoying. But hey, this is a free weapon, so this is kind of way to deal if you're using this thing. So now that we've got our combo drain, we can rebuild the meter. Now we're at 7x stacks. We're at like what, like 24% heat or whatever the number was, 28% heat. So now that we're at 12x, drain it again, and then hopefully you can build another meter before it goes away to keep stacking up to 30. So yeah, really annoying on that front, but still, it is a nice little extra buff that both weapons don't get. And fire and electric melee influence is not very accessible most of the time, too. So, good stuff there. So you basically just rinse and repeat that over and over again to get your 30 stacks of the passive. So 120% heat damage. So that works pretty well for like normal missions. Let's go ahead and show a level 10,000 slam build and also show how melee Crescendo is crazy, crazy good on this thing. So the way melee Crescendo works, on finish or kill, gain 6 additional combo for the rest of the mission. But what it doesn't tell you is it actually takes time to recharge your combo. So basically, what you're going to do on this kind of build is you're going to stack up your combo with Crescendo, and then once you get it stacked up, you can just 12x as much as you want. And it keeps rebuilding the stacks, because it will go from 0 up to 12, and it will just rebuild stacks along the way. Now, I don't have any finishers right now, so it's not going to be the best example, but I can show it in that footage right there, that level 10,000 footage. Basically, just do this. Well, maybe stack up combo first before you do that. Yeah, you stack up combo, get your heavy, then as it recharges, it will give you stacks back. So you'll be basically walking around with the maximum stacks on this build. Now, I wouldn't recommend this as like the #1 build for the TONKKATT, but as you can see in the background footage, I've got 30 stacks. I don't have any issues keeping the 30 stacks, because as long as I use a attack here and there, it's going to be constantly re-revving the charges. So very, very nice to have Crescendo on this thing. Only problem is that building Crescendo stacks is relatively annoying. You gotta get, 30 finishers, whatever it is. Finishers can be annoying to get. So I'd recommend for normal content, use the melee influence build. For level 10,000, if you really want to use this for level 10,000, use a slam or heavy attack type build. Keeping in mind that Tonfas are not exactly the best heavy slams. They've got pretty normal stats. Like I believe our AoE size is, it's a 9-meter slam radius, so that's not terrible. But yeah, compared to like the actual meta stuff, it is terrible. So yeah, that's going to be basically it for the overview, guys. The TONKKATT is cool. It's got like motorized sound effects and stuff like that. You get special sound effects when you get to like maximum 30 stacks and all that stuff too. So it's fun. It's definitely interesting. But yeah, I've been feeling the weapon next week will be better. Part of the weapon next week is whenever you throw the sword and shield, it has a forced blast proc. So this thing is like just good for fire and electric melee influence, I guess I'd say. But like I said earlier, the DOTs are not affected by this for some reason. And I wonder if they ever will be, because it just seems like a new bug that we have going on nowadays, where the fire DOTs before and after, like if I was to throw fire mods on here, would be the exact same before and after this is stacked up. So either way, guys, hope you found this video fun and helpful. This weapon's only available, I just realized this yesterday. This weapon's only available during this weekend, and then like 2 weeks from now it'll be available for during a weekend too. But then we'll be adding the GHOUL like loot tables. So if you want to directly farm it, you got a couple days left. But you're not missing out on too much. It's pretty much like worse than the If we compare it to the Praetos real quick, it's pretty much just worse than the Praetos. It's not an incarnon either, so no movement speed buffs. So it's got like better some stuff than the Praetos, but for the most part, it's worse. So yeah, it's also got no movement speed buff as I stated, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Peace.